Hello, you're welcome back to another exciting topic of the mirror. I told you earlier, today it's a busy Friday and the mirror is been busy. And we celebrated Teachers' Day just last weekend. And this week on the mirror, we turn our focus to one of the society's most vital professions, that is teaching. Our thought-provoking topic, teaching, is a call to duty or a passionate career. In a world where educators shape minds and mold destinies, we ask the big questions. Is teaching merely an obligation, a call to service, or a heartfelt passion that flows from within? What defines a true teacher? Duty, devotion, or destiny? Join us as we explore the heart behind the classroom, the challenges, the triumphs of those who stand before the chalk, and the power of passion in education. Today, join me as I meet one of our guests who is here. We have another guest on the week coming. I'm talking to Dr. Mrs. TAMMY MORRISON, Administrator, Emory College. Doctor, good morning. And just so you know, she's one of the pioneer members of the mirror. She's been here before, you know. We look for the best when it comes to topical issues that we need to learn from, that we need to carry on, because the mirror is all about getting our family better so we can get the society better. They say charity begins at home. Yes, you know, I use that word a lot, and that is because I know that whatever you don't get right at the family level, you can't get it better anywhere. So we must begin at home. The teaching profession, it's something that even when a teacher retires, they don't retire from teaching. It's a continuous professional career. Like I often say, I don't have that gift of I believe that teachers are divinely called, because the patience they have in nurturing, mentoring. In fact, everyone in a nation, teachers are nation builders. Everyone at one point in time passed through a classroom. Even if you're the dropout, you must have passed through one stage where you have met a teacher. And so the teachers are seen, the way I see them, I don't see them like people who are pursuing a career. I think like people who God called for a special duty. That's why I said, is teaching a call to duty or a passionate career? Because they go beyond that, or they're expected to go beyond that. Now in your own term, who is a teacher?
Thank you for the invite. A teacher is one who shares knowledge, skills, values, you know, with others, especially younger people. But teaching goes beyond teaching younger people. Teaching goes beyond younger people. You know that we have students that are pupils in the primary, we have students in secondary, and then we have those in the tertiary. So as long as you are imparting knowledge, sharing these skills, and also instilling values in them, you are a teacher. That's what teaching is. And just like you said, teaching does not just end in the classroom.
Okay, I think I have a word that the second guest is here. Let's bring her in. Okay, let's go on a quick break as we bring in our second guest. have you back. This is a live studio of Rstv. We are talking on Inside the Mirror with Beauty Benjamin. And we're talking about teachers. And I said earlier that teachers shouldn't be celebrated just a day, because the teaching job is not just one day. It's a continuous job. Even when they retire, they still continue in the profession. And I think it goes beyond a career for me. Like I said, the topic for today is teaching as a call to duty or a passionate career. And we already started with Dr. MORRISON, who will join us, and then our second guest is Mrs. IBINYE KUMO AMGBADUBA. I don't know, I murdered the name right?
IBINYE KUMO AMGBADUBA.
Okay.
A very good morning to your viewers.
Okay, she's a seasoned educator, a resource person, and a professional teacher with over 20 years of experience, currently a PhD student. Now, these hands, you want to wonder why I'm not doing feminism. Sorry. We're supposed to have a male teacher in our midst, but was not able to, didn't get more time. But this program will continue next week, where we'll bring in the male teacher to balance the equation. Don't worry. So don't say, she's a woman. Okay, but I love women. You're welcome, ma.
Thank you so much.
So before you came in, I was asking Dr. MORRISON, who is a teacher, or what is a teacher? I was trying to define that. Go on, ma.
I was saying that a teacher is one who imparts knowledge, not just knowledge, skills, and then values. Teaching doesn't end with just the knowledge we impart. It doesn't end with the skills. It also involves values. And it's not just a particular level of people. The knowledge is imparted to different levels. You have the pupils at primary level. You have those students in the secondary, and then even at the tertiary level. And then it also goes beyond the classroom. It goes beyond the classroom, because when teaching has to do with values, then you must meet children on the road, you meet them on the bus, you meet them in different places, and then teaching continues. In the classroom, a teacher does teaching by lecturing, discussing, and all that. But a true teacher does not end there. Teaching goes beyond the classroom, because you must instill values in your students.
Okay. Now, do you think that teachers should be celebrated just a day, or remember for the work they are doing just one day? Is it enough?
Thank you for that question. Just like my colleague Ere has rightly put it, that it goes beyond the teaching does not end in the classroom. And if teaching does not end in the classroom, it means that it is a lifetime process. It goes on and on. That means that person involved in teaching continues teaching. Wherever you find yourself, you continue to teach. It's just like a mother in the house. She's also a teacher. She doesn't stop at passing on instructions, guiding her children along the way. So that's how teaching is. So if teaching has all these lifelong processes, I think a day is not enough to celebrate teachers. Teachers are people that should be celebrated for life, because they pass on life skills. They teach for lives. So it is very important to say here that a day is not sufficient to celebrate teachers. If you, as a human, and you have gone through the process of learning, you know what it is, how teaching has been able to mold you to get to where you are in life, it is very important that you sit back every day to celebrate your teachers. Remember your teachers even in your prayers. It is very important. Even in the nation, the state, they should think about it. It's not just World Teachers Day. It's not good enough, because it makes the teacher feel that he is not important. So a better celebration, it must not mean people gathering, but then you according that respect to teachers is a celebration itself.
Okay.
If you are a student, acknowledge what your teacher is doing in your life. Appreciate what your teachers are doing, because without them, your future is not secure. That target you have, that goal you have in life as your future, you cannot attain it very well if your teacher is not there to pass on those instructions and contents that will mold you to get to that point in life.
Okay, now, Dr. Erin, do you think that teaching should be seen as a duty, or should teachers see themselves as professionals, like doctors, like engineers, and should be accorded? Because a lot of things happen around the teachers. Now, I will go into time will not permit me. That's why I want to do the next one. Do you think that teachers should see themselves, look, this is a call to serve, or I said a call to do to serve, or a passionate career? Do you think teachers should see themselves as a call to serve, or let me see myself as a professional, like the doctors, like the engineers?
Okay, teachers, like I said earlier, teachers are not like others. We have different, in fact, teaching job carries all the professions. That teaching job, it carries every profession. And you know, some people go to work and they just feel that, well, I'm obligated to do this thing. Let me do it my own way and make sure things work out well. So in that regard, people can see teaching as a call to duty.
Okay.
But for me, as a teacher, I see it as a passion that goes beyond duty. A profession, okay, or a duty. Because, like my sister said, we are dealing with lives. We are dealing with, one of my friends will always say that if you make a mistake with a child, you have killed generations, not just that child. You have ruined generations for misleading one child in your class. So teaching should go with passion, not something that you will just go and do and collect your salary and ask for more. I
was coming to that now. Bury in the monetary aspect that comes in. Is it enough to say I want to push him to get to that level?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I know that for most people, they feel teaching job does not pay well. So they dabble into teaching just to hold themselves a bit. And
wait for something else.
Get money to manage your life and get something else.
Okay.
You know, for those people, it may be an obligation to do well in your service and get more money. But for somebody like me, teaching is an endless passion. You know, it's a passion that cannot die. I'm sure my sister is there. You know, I've known her for some time. You know, so it's not just a profession. Teaching is way beyond a profession. It's our life. For every teacher, teaching is your life.
Okay.
Because you must come in contact with a child every day. Even if it's not in the classroom, you meet them outside the classroom and you don't stop teaching. You keep correcting, you keep directing, and so on. So,
but do you think with this modern schools here and there and modern teachers, do you think that modern teachers is still teaching as a mission to serve? Because for you, like I was saying before you got in here, the teaching entails a lot. Patience, tolerance, loving, caring. I had a mother-in-law, blessed memory. There's a particular course she was known for. They call it CD, cognitive something. No matter how that child was, and we brought that child to our class, that child will turn out to be something amazing. She had the patience. I don't have that kind of patience too. So with these modern day teachers, do you think it should be seen like this mission to serve, or mission to just, like she said, a pathway to where I'm going to? Since I've not seen this one, let me hold on to it, because that the school, private school, they just get them. Let me just hang on here, I pet here, while I'm looking for that professional area I want to go to.
Okay, like she has rightly said, it is a passion. But you are mentioning the modern day teacher. That's quite a unique classification. Yes, the modern day teacher and the modern classroom that we have today.
We don't have chalk. We are advancing. Yeah, chalk. Okay, okay.
If some still have, but
Okay.
the ones that categorize themselves as a 21st century classroom, they are actually moving up to face off the
interactive boards.
yes, the interactive boards.
But I kind of like that chalk
Yes.
board. You know,
Yes.
it brings a certain interaction, relationship between the teacher,
the teacher and the
pupils.
student, yes. And that is, I think that is where you have a disconnect. That is talking about the passion now.
Okay.
When there is no that connection between, that cordiality between the teacher and the child, there is a disconnection. Because when we talk about a passion, we are talking about a drive, an excitement you have, a desire you have to accomplish something. And then, who are these people you are dealing with? Humans. And when you talk about humans, emotions come to play.
Of course.
So now when we decide to replace humans with the modern tools of tech, which we are talking about, invariably this evolution has also tampered with the passion we are talking about, because these children are glued to their screens. And so far as they're concerned, if you don't guide them properly, they are taken away into that world. And you know that world is a very wide world. A wide world that can keep you there glued for 24 hours if you are not called to caution. So this has separated to an extent that passion of the teacher from the students. Because if we talk about the traditional teachers, when we were still using the chalkboard, as you are standing by your chalkboard, the students' attention are on you, your learners' attention are on you, and you will be doing the instruction, delivering your instruction, your lessons, and the students will listen to you. But that process where there is no connection now, and the students are made to just watch whatever they have to learn on screens. We are not saying that the tech is not a good tool for learning. That's not what I'm saying here. But we are talking about how it has also shifted the passionate part of the teacher from the students. Because there's a way you stand before your students and teach. I could remember there was a time when I started teaching early. I always taught senior classes. Then, my first task of teaching a junior class in a secondary school, a JS3 class, I was talking, and when I looked at the faces of my learners, I was like, oh, horrible, I'm talking to myself. What am I doing here? What am I doing to these children? Immediately, I had to call myself to order, and I had to start breaking it down to their level. Before you knew it, their mood changed. And
that's the teacher.
The engagement came in. So that's the narrative. Okay. You really have to engage your learners so that connection will be there and the passion will not flow.
Okay, you want to add something?
I was saying that's the beauty of teaching. A teacher that has passion for the job must be sensitive to the needs of the learners. You see what she said? She said, oh, what am I doing to my learners? Am I talking to myself? And immediately, she changed that strategy. You understand? The strategy changed to suit the learners in the classroom. Because it's not about the teacher, it's about the learners. Teaching is about the learners, it's not about us. So if you are doing something that will give you money alone or move you to the next level you are looking for, you are not meant to be in the classroom.
Okay. Now time will fail me, but like I said, viewer, don't worry. Next week, I'll continue this discussion. But before we go, man, what's your final word? What's your advice to older teachers or modern teachers out there, and to the government? How do we blend it? She talked about disconnect because of the tech we are advancing to, and then how do we balance it? How do we blend?
Tech is fine.
Okay.
I use tech too.
Okay.
Tech is beautiful.
Okay.
But for every good teacher, it is very important to know how to blend your instruction with tech.
Okay.
Don't give room for tech to take over your place in the class. You understand me? Do not allow tech to take over your place. Tech cannot replace human beings. Whatever AI does, tech cannot replace human beings.
Yeah.
Human beings, as teachers, we feel the emotions of our children. You understand? We feel the emotions of our children.
Tech cannot do that.
Tech can't do that. It is the teacher that will know that this child came to school, and since he entered this class, he has not smiled. Tech will know that.
Okay, that's a signal. Okay, what's your advice in one sentence to teachers?
My advice to teachers is that teaching is a passionate calling. And if you want to be there, then you have to be passionate. You have to connect with your learners. You don't have to look at the money. There's no amount that will be paid to a teacher that is commensurate to what you are giving to your learners. So please, let us make teaching count.
Okay. A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence or her influence stops. That's Henry Adams. Now, the world paused to celebrate those whose words and wisdom shape generations, illuminate minds, and build the very foundation of civilization. That was on the 5th of October. Our teachers, this year's theme, Recasting Teaching, as a collaborative profession, speaks to the urgent need to reposition education not as a solitary act of instruction, but as a shared mission of learning, innovation, and transformation. Teaching thrives in community where educators, policymakers, parents, and learners engage as co-creators of knowledge and partners in progress. In an era where classrooms extend beyond worlds and knowledge flows through digital and social networks now, that is how much we can take on the program. But if you're a teacher out there and you're doing well, keep doing well. If you're not doing well, continue working hard. Next week, we'll bring to you another side of teaching on the same program. I am Beauty Benjamin. Stay tuned.